Julia once said, Julia and I met because she went to work for PCF, Pearson Furniture, which was very different for her because she had taught art, and we were introduced, and I said earlier, I think to Art, you know, I made a habit of not getting too involved with either vendors or personnel because I was involved in that at work. Well, that didn't go with Julia. Because the first summer I was out of Long Beach Island. Many trips to Alabama and then to the house. But we got to be great friends. In fact, we went to Chicago to a furniture convention twice, and we went back to the house that she grew up in. And she knocked on the door, and we were given a tour. It was a lovely house and a lovely experience. We did the Frank Lloyd Wright tour. And, so we did a lot of in New York things together too. We loved to eat out. We would pick some restaurant to go to. But two trips, and I didn't go to Alaska on that trip. She calls me and she said, I'm taking 5 weeks off from work and Emil and I are gonna go out and do all the national parks. Okay, that's wonderful. Somehow it wound up, I was in Seattle and she was gonna meet me there. Meanwhile, when we did she called me from the airport, but she'd been a week with you to Alaska. So we went to Alaska. We met Jeff and he just said, well, let's fly to Alaska. And one of the reasons she also, at that point, Emil wasn't driving as much. So it was good for us to drive with her. And I would drive, he'd drive a couple of hours in the morning. We did the whole coast of Washington, into Crater Lake, out. But the funny thing is, I was going on to Phoenix from there. They were going back east. Well, I had 2 big bags because I was going from 52 degrees to 104 in one day. And I got to the airport, the trunk was filled. I had to put, we didn't take a picture of it. I mean, half the back seat was luggage because what half the trunk was her the camping equipment. She brought it out to camp. Well, we did get into the Northern California redwoods. And we finally camped. And we cooked out. And I mean, the 3 of us slept in this little tent. And I think I was so tired I didn't hear anything. But after we got back to New York about a week or so later, she came into my office and I said, so how many times did you camp on the way home? None. She said it really was a mistake to bring all that camping equipment for one night out. I said, well, it was enjoyable. The other trip was, she calls me one day, and this was 2001, because it was just before 9/11. And she said, Emil and I are going to Finland and I want you to go with us. I said, no, I don't think I can do that. Oh, come on, Marshall's the only one that has said yes. And the family doesn't want to go, and I said, oh, okay. Well, within a week, the whole family was going. And I don't know how many of us were there, 11, something like that. And we had a wonderful time. She really pushed me in many ways to do something that I wouldn't do. I would never have gone to Finland or the trip to Estonia that day. And she said once, well, you know, you and I have a lot of friends from childhood and whatever, but she said, it's not easy to make friends after 40 because you don't always meet that many people or you don't have the same gravitation. And we became friends. And it was a wonderful friendship. She gave me a 50th birthday party when you were in St. Austin's. Many trips to Long Beach Island. And I hope she knew that I appreciated her. And one thing I know, she loved her 4 kids. The young legs, as she used to. Oh, let the young legs do it, right? So it had to be done. But more than that, she liked you. She liked you. And no matter what you did, it was okay with her. So I'll miss her. God bless her.